All right, hey guys, so the Steam Lunar New Year sale for 2021 has begun. This is very comparable to the summer and winter sale events where essentially all the games on the Steam store are discounted for a pretty hefty price. This is just a very short event though. It only lasts until February 15th, about midday, for those of you who live in the United States. So only a few days to pick up some games from your wish list. During previous events, you would get a badge for participating. This one, that doesn't seem to be the case. The only thing they're giving out for this year's event is some free stickers. If you go to the point store, point shop, whatever, every day you can get a free chat sticker if you want one. So this video is mainly just going to be about some recommendations for some games that are currently discounted for the next few days. If you click on the banner at the homepage of Steam, it'll send you to this page, which has a lot of the top selling and highest discounted games currently available on Steam. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's actually an interesting section called discount amount, and it'll actually sort it by highest discounts, and these are actually really good games as well. So if you scroll through, you can actually see some AAA games that are less than $5. For example, Just Cause, Tomb Raider, DSX, all these games less than $5. Sleeping Dogs. There's a lot of fantastic games you can find just by keep clicking show more and scrolling through the heaviest discounted games currently available. So throughout this video, I'm going to be going through my top 10 personal favorite recommendations for you all. Before I do that though, I do want to mention that there is some sales on other websites that are a little bit cheaper than Steam. For example, Mafia Definitive Edition is just $10 on the Humble store, and you get a Steam key. On Steam, it's still $30 discounted, so you'll be saving $20 if you buy Mafia 1 on the Humble store. Same is true with Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition. It is on sale for just $18, and on Steam, it's $50 discounted. Normally it's $150. Who would pay $115 for Borderlands? It's crazy. Anyways, I'm just showing you these two deals just because it's a substantially different price. So you definitely want to purchase those two games on the Humble store if you have the chance to. And I also quickly want to mention that some of the games on my list are EA games, like Titanfall 2, for example. Fantastic game, but it comes included with EA Play. So if you don't want to pay for the games and have to pay quite a bit, you can just subscribe to EA Play, and your first month of EA Play, I believe, is just $1, and then I think it goes up to $5 a month. But for just $1 for a whole month, you can play pretty much all of EA's games. Everything's shown here, for example, you'll be able to play. So that's a pretty good deal, especially if you're on the fence about not knowing if you would enjoy a game or not. You can always just try it out for $1 or a couple dollars, and you can try out all of their games. All right, so now let's go into my top 10 recommendations for the Lunar New Year sale. So first up, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I'm sure most of you already own this game or have played it or have at least heard of it. This is currently on sale for $8 or just $10. Might as well pay $10 for the Game of the Year edition, which includes a substantial amount of extra content, some expansions. This is an open world third-person RPG. Very story rich, has a dark and a bit more mature fantasy vibe compared to, say, the likes of Skyrim, and the combat is certainly more complex. The graphics are beautiful, and you can sink many hours into The Witcher 3, especially considering, like I said before, this game comes with the expansions. So second on the list, and this is probably the top selling currently during the sale, is Ark Survival Evolved. It's on sale for just $10. This is an extremely popular multiplayer open world survival crafting game where you and a group of others collect resources and go on to build a base, and then you fight and tame a large variety of different dinosaurs. Keep in mind, this game is extremely time consuming, but it's great fun with friends. So next up, I have to recommend Halo the Master Chief Collection. I've always been a huge fan of Halo ever since I was growing up as a kid. But this includes 6 full-length games for just $24. 6 full Halo games. That's pretty incredible. You can play all the Halo campaigns in co-op with friends as well, which is really cool. You can also play multiplayer. All of the multiplayer maps are included. Tons of different playlists, and it's still super fun to play to this day. It's also been optimized for PC, so higher resolutions, higher frame rate, no frame rate caps, and higher field of view. So everything you would ever really want from Halo is included in the Halo Master Chief Collection, and just $24. That's pretty incredible for the amount of content content you're going to be getting. Next, I'm going to recommend the Battlefield bundle. This is $30 for 3 Battlefield games. Otherwise, you can pick them up individually for $10 each, or Battlefield 5 is $20. So with this bundle, you save $10, but you can just get them individually as well. But the Battlefield games are pretty fantastic. The graphics and the atmosphere are great. They have some surprisingly thrilling single player missions, and the multiplayer tends to have these very large scale epic 64 player battles. Very highly replayable if you're looking for a multiplayer shooter. Definitely worth trying one of these out. So next I'm going to recommend Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This is on sale for just $20, which is a pretty good price. It's a full-length single-player action-adventure game with its own unique story. Again, the graphics are fantastic, great characters, great combat system, and overall just an awesome experience. And then moving on from that, we have XCOM 2. So I put this in here just because the discount is pretty incredible. It is on sale for just $4.80, 92% off. I'm not even sure how they got it to that low of a price, but XCOM 2 is honestly one of my favorite turn-based strategy games. Essentially, you are fighting against aliens who have taken over the world, but what makes XCOM great is the combat system is extremely strategic, and in a sense, it's somewhat like a roguelike, as if one of your characters dies, they're dead for good throughout the rest of the game. You kind of have to recruit new members and level them up again. If your team all gets wiped out, then you really get screwed over, and you sometimes have to restart from the beginning. But anyways, it's a very challenging game, but when you get into it, it becomes very addictive and you won't want to stop playing. So next up, like I mentioned earlier, Titanfall 2. It's on sale for just $10. It may very well have been the best and most action-packed first-person shooter campaign ever made. All I can say is that it's 100% worthwhile, and anyone who enjoys first-person shooters needs to at least give it a try. It has a fast, fluid movement system, loads of guns, mech suits, amazing environments, and the multiplayer is highly underrated. So trust me on this, Titanfall 2 is great. And now to move on to another game I've been playing recently, Doom Eternal is on sale for just $20 as well. So this is a first-person shooter with an absolutely incredible campaign. You are essentially a super soldier slaying hordes of demons. You will feel like a complete and total badass throughout the entire game. I loved every minute of it, and not to mention the soundtrack is fantastic. So I definitely recommend Doom Eternal. The other Doom as well, I think the one that came out in 2016, that one is great too if you want to save a little bit of money, but the newest one is just amazing. Now to move on to number 9 on the list, BioShock The Collection is only $12. It includes BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite, along with all of the DLC for just $12. I think it's certainly worthwhile in my opinion. Personally, I loved BioShock Infinite and the expansions. The story is just unlike anything else. It really just sucks you in from start to finish with all sorts of interesting like supernatural abilities and sort of this like dystopian alternate history timeline. Anyways, it's really good and you should play it just because I told you so. And then finally, and again, I'm probably overly biased here, I absolutely loved the Tomb Raider series. The most latest one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, is on sale with all the DLC for just $15, which I definitely recommend. I loved all 3 of the games, and the other games are even cheaper, so I recommend checking those ones out as well. But it's an action-adventure game, somewhat similar to the Uncharted series. The graphics are absolutely fantastic. The puzzles and the challenges are interesting and diverse. The combat is excellent. And honestly, I just loved all 3 of the games. Definitely worthwhile. And like I said before, like the graphics from Crystal Dynamics, any game that they make, they just incredible graphics. So certainly worthwhile if you're looking for a quality AAA action adventure game. That about wraps up this recommendation video. I am curious what you guys think people should buy. So definitely in the comment section, let other people know what some good games are that people can pick up, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of games on sale, and sometimes it's just hard to find the good ones. So this is what these recommendation videos are meant for. I might make another video or two just going over some of the some of the cheaper games, some of the older AAA games that are on sale for super low price, and some of the indie games, like a lot of really good indie games are just $1, so cheap. But anyways, I do recommend just going through, finding the heaviest discounts, and finding some games that you would enjoy personally, because everyone has a little bit different taste. I know I put a lot of first-person shooters just because if you're going to spend some money, I think first-person shooters really have some quality to them. But I really enjoy RPGs and all sorts of other genres, indie games as well. So I am just rambling at this point. Make sure if you guys are planning to get Mafia or Borderlands, pick them up on the Humble Store. You'll save quite a bit. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.
If you just continue to press the same button like X, X, S, and Y, 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 and X, X, and Y, Y, Y again, you'll be sucked.